Hi ladies and gentlemen, back again, Bathrobe Chronicles number 185. This is truly a sad one and a disturbing one. And do you guys know Jan Brewer? She's the governor of Arizona. I'm a little late on this one. This goes back maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago. Anyway, what this person did, this Jan Brewer person, I had a segment on her before. Uh, there were all these people in her state who were on Medicaid and who were awaiting transplants, and she knocked them all off. She literally looked them in the eye and said, "You're going to die because we aren't going to pay for your transplant." They had one gentleman on there who, as I best remember, and I could be wrong on this, he had a family acquaintance or someone who was going to give him an organ. I believe it was a kidney, could be wrong. He was actually in the hospital banned and the whole works, and they said, "Do you have $100,000? And of course he didn't. They did not give him the transplant. They gave it to someone else. I'm getting most of this from Countdown, Keith Olbermann, and I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who don't particularly like Keith, and that's fine. I do. I think he is what Fox claims to be, which is fair and balanced. I think Keith is, and I think he watches what he talks about as far as being accurate. He subsequently had another family on, and the gentleman needed a heart transplant. I think he may have had another one on who needed a lung transplant. I don't even know what to say. I mean, can you imagine that you are a governor of a state and you look these families in the eye and you say, "Fuck you, you're going to die because I'm not going to allow my state to pay for your transplant." I was going to do another segment but I won't. I'll run right into the Moore fellow. Is it Michael Moore? You know, the guy with the documentaries. Have any of you seen Sicko, Sicko, where he went not all around the world, but went to Canada, France, England, and no telling where else, to compare their medical systems with ours? Now, you know, they just passed this health care bill, and frankly, I don't know anything about it. I do know it just seems like in a society, and we're supposed to be an advanced nation and a world power and all that other kind of crap that everybody talks about. It just seems pretty pathetic that we don't have some kind of health care system for everyone, you know, regardless of who they are or what they're doing or anything else. It seems like that's one of the basic things that any country should provide. How we go about it, obviously, I have no idea. But it just seems that our citizens, all of us, should be able to participate and have health care. Now, in the Michael Moore, I'm pretty sure it's Michael, I apologize if it's not, on this Sicko, I mean, he went to these countries and talked to regular people. He went into emergency rooms and talked to the people in the waiting room. And more or less in France, Canada, England, there may have been another one that I can't remember, more or less everyone has these health cards, and they just go in and give them the old health card, or just go in and give them their name or whatever and get whatever services they need. Now, we're told oftentimes that, oh gosh, you don't want the Canadian system, you have to wait 20 years to get any kind of surgery. Well, according to him in the documentary, that's not true. Obviously, I have no way of knowing. I doubt if he would knowingly lie about any of this stuff, because everybody's all over him anyway about everything he does. Sadly, you know, the 9/11 survivors, I don't know if you know about that, supposedly they just passed a bill. But these 9/11 survivors, now how many years does this go back? This goes back a lot of years. These were the ones who many were volunteers who went up there and worked, and they ended up with all kinds of respiratory problems and everything else. And they couldn't get any medical care. Now, this is going to sound truly bizarre, but if you want, watch the documentary Sicko. Excuse me. He took these people. I can't remember how many, maybe 7, 8, 10, 12 or so. They weren't like a million, but he took a decent number of these 9/11 folks who had all these problems. You're going to love this. He put them on a boat and went to Cuba. Yep, went to old Fidel's place, went to Cuba. These are American citizens who America wasn't helping them. He took these people, put them on a boat, went to Cuba. One of the first things that happened is they were wandering around the city, and he said to someone, where's a pharmacy, or where's a whatever? And evidently there are pharmacies everywhere over there. Where's a so-and-so? Oh, they're all over the place. Now, according to the documentary, these people went to a hospital. They got what seemed to be great treatment. Like a spare no expense kind of treatment kind of thing. Lots of tests, lots of this, lots of that, lots of doctors, and on and on and on. There's no cost. None. Zero. There was another one, American, was over in England, and he wanted to, what was that? The Beatles walking across the street. Was that Abbey Road? I can't remember, but anyway, that famous picture of the Beatles and all. So this kid, evidently, one of his big deals was to go there and go across that street. So what he did is he was going to do a handstand, I guess walk across on his hands or something. He fell over and he hurt his shoulder or something. And he went to a hospital. According to the documentary, right, I wasn't there. He's an American citizen. He goes to the hospital. They give him whatever care he needs. And there's no charge. None. As I said, I don't know what this health care thing is that was recently passed. I have no idea what it is. I think there was some talk once that every American would have to pay a certain amount of money, period. But that would guarantee them health care. Now, I actually don't see anything wrong with that. I haven't really thought it through, whatever that means. But, we have other things that we must do. We must pay for, we must pay our taxes. If we own a home, we must pay personal property tax. I think all states say that if we have a car, we must have liability insurance, or if we don't, we have to pay that, uninsured motorist fee or whatever it is. I don't know. It just seems like we're supposed to be the greatest country and all this other kind of business, and our citizens can't get health care. And then to add insult to injury, Jan Brewer removed, I think it was 100 people who were waiting for transplants, who were on Medicaid, and she just said, "Screw you, you're out of here, you die." Folks, that isn't much of a country. Anyway, as Pat Condell would say, peace, ladies and gentlemen, peace.